And then we just start over.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her.
All right.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I think I might be out of bad hand jokes. Well, just in time, because we no longer have the handsy lady. End of the world, what are you talking about? And then it just starts. So... Okay, so my save still exists, though. I was wondering if it was like Doki Doki, where it erases all your saves. I'm glad I didn't have a hand in this. All right. What if I just turn around and leave?
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Okay, fine. You're persistent. Fine, I'll go slay the princess. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The coming of a new dawn beyond our own. We'll walk in the opposite direction now. Yes, I
Somehow
definitely
doubt
know where I'm
that,
going.
but fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
I love the narrator.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Oh, narrator. You know what? I'm stubborn.
You're
Turn
really
again.
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's remarkably selfish.
I don't want to go there.
I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Don't care. Oh, I don't care. Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Yeah.
When I said
That's on them.
everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess.
It's not the princess, narrator. It's the principle of the matter.
And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, you're asked I do.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
There's no fighting you, is there? I have to go to the cabin, don't I? Fine. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I just start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm just gonna keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place. Achievement, please.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Oh, cabin! From a different perspective.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
And very odd music.
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Why have one cabin when you can have all the cabins?
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on?
This is cool.
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
Mood? Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going. Narrator's like, fine, here's 1,000,000 cabins. Can I just sit on the ground and just be like, no. No, not going anywhere.
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay, the narrator is such a toddler. Like, come on. Ooh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Is it a wall?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no. You shan't be leaving now. I'm walled in. You aren't kidding, she actually ended the world last time. What the hell is she? How do I remember that? What? Oh, you bastard, you're in for it. Now I'm wise to your tricks. But I died. The whole world ended. What am I doing here? These walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin. Lie. Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely going to slay the princess. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin. If I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just staying here in the woods forever. I mean, that is what I said I would do.
Oh, that's clever. A little boring, though. It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing? No, you can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's decided. Even if it's boring,
Oh, you called that contrarian.
we're going to do nothing forever. Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait,
Oh.
can you still hear me? Everything's getting fuzzy. What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore. Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothing. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Hands! Ah! Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to use if it doesn't bring more gifts. What an underhanded tactic. She's touching me! Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation. Ah! Glass jump scare. Denial. Nice.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the
Here
end of
we
that
go
path
again.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
So many hand puns that were a little out of touch.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. So we've refused to slay her. We've refused to go anywhere. What if we just kill her? Someone else do this. Get it? I want to know if I get a reward. Do I get some kind of reward for doing this?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
And it better not be a round of applause. The world, have you considered... Can you tell me what my prize is going to be for doing a good job?
It's a secret, but I think
Am
you'll
I
like
a good
it.
hero?
It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
That is so just like... whatever. This game has a touching story. You need to check that you actually slayed her, though. The story really grips you. She has surprisingly good acting skills. Oh, I bet. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. I'm gonna go along with the narrator.
Don't mention it.
As long as he
It's all
gives
part of
me
the
a reward. I like prizes, you know? I like rewards.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Yeah, let's kill a bitch. Handmade experience, 10 out of 10.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
I'm still like really curious who I am, because the narrator said the three of us, when it was just the voice of the hero and the voice of the paranoid, and the voice of the hero refers to we, like there's another person there. Oh, I love this
He doesn't
game.
know what he's talking
I
about.
love this game. And then the narrator says to ignore him. Who am I? Listen to the cabin. Plunge that knife right into her
The
bosom.
interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm so used to games where you click like objects, like point and click, that I keep clicking prematurely before they're done talking. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
This time I'm gonna agree with you, narrator. Her armor stat is off the charts.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
She has a very nice voice at first.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
I believe it.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
You can manipulate me any day. I'm not gonna say anything to her. I'm just gonna kill her.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
I'm a smart boy.
You walk
Stab,
down
stab.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Why just one arm though? Why not both?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
The task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yeah. Steel your nerves and step forward. I am the silent hero.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
This sharp knife in my hand.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Stab, stab. Stab, stab. She's unarmed.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
No hesitation. Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's
Oh!
hesitation.
Oh!
You feel flesh easily give way.
Oh!
And look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
The use of black and white with, like, the color is so cool. Oh! Oh! My cursor! My cursor has blood on it! What? That's so cool! Okay.
Oh,
You didn't think I was man enough to do it, did you?
this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
No, I didn't.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
It's because she exists everywhere, all at once.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Jumpscare?
But is it over? Really over?
Is it? Is it over? Or says she's dead. I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was way too easy. She did the whole like, oh, you got me and fell over thing. Mm-mm.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
No. Don't check for a pulse. Just keep on, like, killing her.
I really don't think you should do that.
Give yourself a hand. You did it. Or I could just take one of hers. She's got plenty to spare.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
I don't really want to check for a pulse because I'm afraid she's going to grab my hand. I'm going to remove the blade.
You
I want to have the blade.
Wrap your hand around the blade's hilt.
Oh!
But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Kind of into it.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate?
I was trying to grab the knife so I could stab her again.
Did you manage to take her with you?
She's got her cute little, like, little fangs, though. Look at her. Pretty cute. Got the blood freckles going on. You're into that?
For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
I love the names of the
You're
chapters
on a
that
path
change.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here
Okay.
to slay her.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't,
Yep.
it will be the end of the world.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Okay. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? Yeah, I kind of want to know. I kind of want to
can
know.
assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Voice that cheated.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
So this is one of those, like, time is an illusion and circular and not linear videos. I think I do not have enough information yet. Let's assume I'm telling the truth. And all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? Yeah, I'll ask him.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Or like the 5th time.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
We mostly listened to you. How were we supposed to know she'd spring back to life?
If she sprung back to life in this hypothetical scenario, then clearly you didn't slay her. But congratulations, you've been given a chance
Can't
to
argue
actually
with
do
that.
this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yeah. It all washed out even.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
We already found that timeline
Screw
out.
this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else.
We were so close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine.
Okay. Okay, hero. Somehow I don't think that's gonna be how it
That's
goes.
the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Oh, let's talk about this princess. Sure.
Just be quick about it.
Last time Round was stabbed me to death. How can someone like that in the world? Who locked her in the basement? I am kind of curious about who locked her in the basement. But I'm also curious about that. I'm gonna go with this one.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't
Really?
overcomplicate things.
Okay. We killed each other last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her.
The
Just
narrator
go in,
is
do your job and save her.
so helpful.
Oh, and don't get stabbed while you're at it.
I mean, Voice of the Cheated is helping me out more than the narrator at this point. Being cagey, what aren't you telling me? I feel like you're not going to tell me anything. How could someone like that? What? Yeah, if people like her, why couldn't they slay her? What the heck? Why?
I'm not supposed to
Why
say
me?
this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
I know what you're doing. Make me feel like I'm special. I'm the chosen one.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Oh, don't fall for it.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
If anyone's special here, it's her. Last I checked, we can't get up from a knife in the chest.
You're being cagey. What aren't you
I've
telling
told you
me?
everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate
narrator's not gonna tell me
otherwise
anything.
very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because
Sure.
she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time.
Did she have a knife from a different timeline last time? Or was it like, did she do one of those like anime bad guy things where she like turns her hand into like a knife and just like, probably a knife from a different timeline. How could someone like
She
that in the
just
world?
can. But she's still only a princess. You're fully up to the task you've been given, so long as you remember that.
She was unarmed, what do you mean? Oh, we've seen she has plenty of arms. That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
I don't know what you're talking about, narrator. I'm just on a path in the woods. See,
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat,
Oh, I know.
and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you. We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Seed. Let's go. Are the faces gonna be there this time?
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of
Oh.
wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered
Here.
glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
While she was unarmed, she still had the right to bear arms. I need to draw some fan art of her with, like, bare arms. Just a bunch of bare arms.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
What about the mirror? Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
I was hoping I could catch him on the whole, I'm just gonna go up to the mirror and look at it before he can say anything different.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand
Okay.
against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Major deja vu. Alright. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
This place is jacked up. Holy.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Yeah, get her. That's all.
Very different. maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
We can do into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
I'm scared.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head.
It's definitely not chains dragging across the floor.
Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
In a way, I have come to rescue her by releasing her from this mortal coil.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Where you got those hands, princess?
I wonder if she remembers us.
Yeah, she's totally innocent. No weapon.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to
And then
trick
she
us.
makes that
she
face.
Can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Oh, please, hero. Save me from these chains.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
Yeah, nothing behind her back. No hands. No knife. Absolutely nothing.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
If I come close to you, you're just gonna stab me, aren't you? Yeah, collar on her shit. You remember what happened last time? I know you have a knife. I'll let you out of here if you drop it. Yes, she's just a sweet, innocent princess. I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now. Can we just talk things through? I don't have the key. We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that again. Look, I know that you're mad at me, but I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones. What happened after you died last time? What if we're both honest with each other? I was sent here to stop you from ending the world, and you killed me last time after coming back from being stabbed in the heart. Nobody has to die. Okay, what are you going to do if I let you out? Okay, fine. I'm coming closer to free you. You'd better not try anything. I'm not trusting this. Bye. Screw it. I don't feel like I can trick her. She doesn't seem like she's gonna fall for any of my tricks, so let's just screw it. And we'll do the title and slay the princess.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge
Oh, is she
across
gonna
the room.
murder me?
Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now, but make
Stab,
sure
stab.
you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second.
But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
Whose meat? Not ours, right?
Hers at first, then yours.
Hee.
How? What did she even hit us with?
You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb.
Oh. Oh. But my knife isn't bloody this time. My little cursor knife.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Cheat!
You're going to die now.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The arms race, get it? Because she's got a lot of arms.
You're on a path in the woods.
No, fuck that. We're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again. We're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
Okay, but Voice of the Cheated is a mood. I feel like I identify most with the Voice of the Cheated in this game.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and
Is that
battered
power?
sheet metal
Oh.
pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
I'm the narrator now, bitch!
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
I'm gonna look around. Okay, there's nothing outside the windows.
Good. It's better
Alright.
that way. Without a fight, no one can win. And if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
Great, so
Okay.
obviously you've already been here. How many times?
Oh, so the narrator does realize
This is our third?
people can... Got it.
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
Lips.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched.
We take it.
Oh. Voice of the Cheated. Taking charge.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp.
That's right. We've got to be able to win eventually.
We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now.
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right?
What door?
But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
Approaching the mirror.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the
Sir.
handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Just gotta slay the princess.
You step forward, but you don't get
Oh.
a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and
That was
metallic,
sudden.
an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom. Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again. Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Well, they're gone now, so, you know.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
Okay, so that was a blade that came out of her leg. Wolverine? Yeah, for real.
She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Well, you should at least do that much.
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Okay, we're gonna fight her again. We're gonna have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't believe in her. It's just like Skeleton Key. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. We're going to appeal to her authority. Puff her up a bit. There's no reason we can't talk this out. I think we're past the point of talking. She got sword arms. We're going to unconditionally surrender. Now she's really unarmed. That is very true. Absolutely no arms. She went from like 80 arms to 0 arms. We're gonna fight her.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
This is the best idea anyone has ever had.
Yeah, sure, why the hell not? Let's see if we can turn off the part of us that feels things.
Pain is good. It's how we stay alive.
Found the masochist.
Nah, I'm sick of pain. Yeah, this whole thing would be a lot more tolerable if it didn't hurt so much.
Oh, yeah, let's do the samurai thing where we let her stab us, and then we stab her.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
The princess closes the distance and we dodge.
I can't. The floppy arms. Oh my gosh. She's lost hold of the task at hand. Oh, man.
And you dodge.
And I dodge.
And we fight back.
Hell yeah! Slay that princess.
And you fight back.
Oh, you're fast. But let's see how fast you really are.
You and the princess enter a quick and vicious exchange, each of you wounding the other, but neither landing a fatal blow.
What a battle.
Yes, yes, this is exactly it.
Ooh, I love the, whatever that's called. Something effect.
But the dance couldn't last forever. All it takes is a single clumsy moment. She skewers you.
This has really gotten out of hand. You are right.
Gotcha.
And? Does it hurt? No. Oh, a new one of us.
A new one of us.
I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die?
This is so cool.
You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
If we didn't realize we were dead, then we made progress. Good job. Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
this is for.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
I am already so excited to go back through my VODs and figure out in what order the voices appear. I could look up a guide, but what's the fun in that?
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
Just kiss her.
We
Get her
don't
off
need
guard.
any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Yep, that's me.
As long as we keep moving, why not? It's not like dying again and again is doing us any harm. Let's see how far this little mind hole goes, shall we?
Never say mind. Old.
Come on, show me something new.
Where's the nobody expects a headbutt option? I'm gonna appeal to her authority. Yeah. Conditional I surrender. Oh, that's easy. I'm gonna try flirting with her. She has swords for arms and we don't. We're panicking. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. All of these ideas suck. Think up something better. Yeah, as soon as I saw flirting, I'm like, I gotta go with that. Because, like, where's this gonna go? Yeah, it doesn't work as she kills you again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs as your consciousness sleeps from life to life to life, holding on to only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
You're cute.
Now you're cute.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
The smitten, I love the smitten. Oh my gosh.
Then you skewer yourself.
Yep.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Oh, she got as many blades now as she had hands before. Dang.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought.
What's the point? It's all the same.
Oh, broken.
She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Didn't the cheated say to give up before?
Okay, let's go again. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Let's
Ow!
appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
Yeah, that looks like the face that listens to reason.
She skewers you. We're
Thought so.
getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time, that's all we need.
None of this is working. Think. Think.
Her teeth are something else.
She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Nice. Mutually assured destruction.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it?
I love cheated.
We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
That's true, we got our knife.
Ho-ho! What if we throw it out the window?
Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Cheated has had enough BS for the day. Yeah, for real. Cheated's so over this.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
I love that.
Sure, I can think of a better way to die.
They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them.
I don't know, I think I can still fix her.
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only it's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it?
Sure.
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Does he keep making noises, or is he done? What do you mean it's time? What is happening?
Are you gonna say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too.
She's got a massive crush on me?
I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
I mean, what else could she have? She has arms that are blades.
Here we go. Now.
I'm scared.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears.
Didn't see that happening.
And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
So I was right. Boob swords. And everything else swords. But boob swords.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Death.
Holy
Probably
shit.
death.
She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
Best line in this game.
Yes, behold the perfect woman.
Do you think we can throw
Ladies,
her out the window?
this is the problem with society.
That looked painful.
How is she still alive?
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs.
This is my type right here.
This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even
Stab the
have her
heart.
back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Narrator?
Ah!
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. Good ending? Good ending? I got the good ending? You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. Approach the mirror. You do so. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. That achievement? You've grown? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. All right, proceed to the cabin. Oh, there she is. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
A lot more. Got blades.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed? What does it feel like to change like this? When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met, thank you. You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? I'm ready to go back. Where was the one? Yeah, I'm curious about this one.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
I was gonna ask what else I need to bring her. What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Are you the same being as before?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Such a weird, cool game. Who, like, how did this person come up with this? Why does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
You have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
What do you feel about me and these vessels I've been bringing?
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder. How many more vessels?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
Right.
You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
That's deep.
But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You have been kinder. I want to know why.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Fair enough. A little bit Stockholm.
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
All right, let's do it again.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Gets me every time. Hero. The princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
What shall we do this
In
time?
the basement of that cabin,
I need to see my options.
is a
I
princess.
don't remember.
You're here to slay her.
If you don't,
So we've
it will be the end of the world.
done everything we can to not slay her. We've ran away. We have slain her. Okay, Fighting her instead of slaying? Okay. I don't think I've asked him
While
this
I
before.
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
You could slay her and leave her for dead? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg.
She
because the
can't
egg is
stab
hatched
me
and
if
it's
I'm
about
not
to ruin
there.
everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Got it. Also, what the end of the world? Like,
I'm talking
what?
about the end of everything as
Oh
we
yeah,
know it.
never mind. I've already
No
asked
more
about that.
birds, no more trees.
That was like the first thing I asked was all that. This, can else do this? Considered. Sweet! Always wanted to off a monarch.
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess.
Saves so much. But better to oversave than under.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's go into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine leather. The blade
right.
is your implement.
Absolutely. I will take the blade
You take the blade from the table.
and enter the basement. Here we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an
I
oppressive
haven't
place.
tried saving
The air
her
feels her voice
and letting her out.
carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you.
Okay, I'm just checking in on you, you know?
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
Slay the princess players will do everything but slay the princess. Well, I mean, it kind of feels like if you do that, the game's over, and I was afraid that, like, that was the obvious choice. That's why I didn't do it. And I was like, I'm gonna do the opposite. But then, this game is so much more in-depth than I thought. Holy crap. Okay.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Nope, I'm on your side, princess. Why would you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it
Oh, I
away,
did bring the knife with
doesn't
me,
it?
didn't I?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. We'd want to have a conversation at knife point. We should drop it.
Oh, I thought that was the narrator at first. I was like, Mario made us like this? Princesses are to be saved? Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you
Who
dare.
cares if there's some knife lamb monster? It's a princess.
It's fine.
We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step
Those
forward
eyes.
to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
I kick the blade further away.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Autonomy. So I've said that before. That's pretty awkward. Your name down here. Yeah, it's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I'm not. I brought the knife down for something. No reason. I'm here to kill someone without even knowing why. Do you know why I'm here? It's just the world. I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
Well, at least she's honest. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Definitely. Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I'm getting you out of here.
You have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
There isn't a key. Do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. I'm gonna do this one, and I assume while I'm gone, she's gonna cut herself out. We'll see.
I'll be here.
Will you? Will
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Hey, let me out of
Your
here.
shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You
By the
try
door.
the door, but it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Well, I guess you leave me no choice, narrator. Click, 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 click. Click.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Oh yeah, we love not listening to the narrator. That is a total mood. I just love going against any kind of narrator, anything they say. It's my favorite.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm sorry, am I gonna cut her hand off with the tiny ass knife I have? Oh. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
It's a very sharp blade. He's just looking at me like, gee, thanks.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Just another day for the princess.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Oh, ew, ew. Ew, I lost my hand. Whoops.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
I'm a little turned on.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
I kind of want to, though.
I just can't let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Excuse me, narrator.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Okay. Oh, there is a warn her. Hey! That's so cool, though. There's so many. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Bitch!
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Joke's on you. If I'm dead, you can't get out of here.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cat. You're here to slay her.
Yep, end of the world. I think a terrible stew. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets, and as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Okay, narrator. Let's assume... Already... Why should I bother doing anything? Yeah.
Those are two very different questions, but
okay, we've already asked him.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second. You died last time. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you?
You practically
There we
forced the
go.
princess
That's
to
new.
kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Sure you are.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back.
We've already
If it's the
done
latter,
that part.
what do you think happened after you? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Yeah.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are.
Four of us. Okay.
You're talking in circles.
No, I'm talking in facts.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Yeah.
She will
Don't
cheat.
believe what she
Yes,
says.
don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do
That was
what
weird.
you're supposed to. Wink.
This game's getting to me. I'm becoming the characters.
Did you just say wink out loud?
No, I didn't. Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is less a
Oh.
cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Right. I'm still gonna approach the mirror like every
Walk up
friggin'
to the wall
time.
next to the basement door. What are you talking about?
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand.
Right.
There was a mirror.
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Alright. Enter the basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Are you sure? She killed us with it last time. What if she turns it against us again?
Yes, I'm sure. And I've already got a plan for that.
Skeptic's got a plan.
Still with those past life delusions, are we? I hope part of that plan is don't give the world ending monstrosity your only weapon. Because unless you've decided to arm the princess, I don't think you need to worry about her having a weapon.
Peachy. We'll be fine.
Okay. I'm trusting you.
Hey, I don't get to say here. What's the big idea?
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on.
You don't have to
Door
use
to
it,
the
but I'll
basement
force you to
creaks
use it if you
open,
don't.
revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches
That's
attempt
cool.
to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Are we gonna free her or free her? We're gonna free her.
Does she remember us? You walk down
Whoa!
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Yeah, it might be a little harder to free her this time.
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
You could always try the empty one. On what? Well, let prisoner cook.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her there. I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Her crowd looks different, too.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
I am the ally of the princess in this run.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Intentions? What do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? Happened after I died last time? That other chain on the wall, who is it for? What would you have me do? I think I'm just gonna leave here, actually. Curious?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
Why
Maybe
would I
it'll fit.
do that?
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
If you really wanted to be her ally, you shouldn't have taken the blade at the start. Yeah, I realized. After I took it, I was like, damn it. Inspect the shackle. What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
Yeah, in my chest.
That's ominous.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
That. I think that. Inspect the shackle. I'm not done talking. That's not my intentions earlier. What do you mean?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Man. If you want to leave, I'm gonna be the one with the weapon. Deal with it. I can cut you out of here. I'm not giving you a weapon.
If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good
She seems
bird
pretty
and hand it
trustworthy.
over. And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I'm not afraid to resort to violence. If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
Glad she told me her move.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others.
Nah, that's not it. She's too hot for that.
Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course. But you should be aware of my position.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Second shot at things. Like a third?
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
I don't know, narrator. You're getting less and less trustworthy.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
You're a fan.
That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. All right?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
I kind of want to inspect the shackle, but I also want to know what happened after I died.
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of
Same.
them. And now you're back.
Cycle repeats.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Alright, I'm gonna do it. Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
And why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
Yeah, that thing's a neck shackle. That is not a wrist shackle.
I don't know. Maybe it will.
It's the best case scenario. It closes around your wrist.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Do it.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment,
She
you
looking at
approach
me.
the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next.
What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad?
Yes, it's bad.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
That's kind of what I figured.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement.
She's just watching in disappointment at the top left. Totally. It's like, you idiot.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Are we stuck here now?
Yes.
Wow. I'm bored.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Why do I feel like we can't starve and we have to just sit here for like 80 years?
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
It's for her extra hands. So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
What should we do?
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
You know that this was going to happen?
No.
No. I don't believe you. Not one for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Guess I'll just click everywhere in the screen and then wait in silence.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything.
What are you waiting for? Something amazing, I guess! I would probably try to reach that knife, maybe. I don't know.
This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing.
But there isn't. Time passes.
Oh, that'd be so boring.
It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent.
At least the world is safe.
It isn't.
Is it? Oh.
You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does.
But
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time, and after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
if time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing.
Oh, right.
The differences are
No magic.
small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, have you noticed the basement changing? Just once every, like, 5 years, I'm like, sup?
I don't like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
Oh, there it goes.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement.
Where'd the knife
Dirt
go?
seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass. Until suddenly, there are no walls. And then...
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Oh. Oh!
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
So crazy. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
she's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
So of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end. What?
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
So approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze in your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. You've withered. Huh. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
It's the same thing as the...
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Huh. Still planning to kill you once we're done with this. You know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
And you stand to be a contradiction.
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Alright. You still not care what I bring you next.
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
I'm going to try to attack the entity and see what happens. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Gotcha. What if I destroy my body? Can't do that either. Okay.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Well, have you figured out what you'll want when we've finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Oh, every frickin' time. Ugh.